Good morning. Happy Christmas Eve day. What should we do? What should we do today? Thinking Divine Masculine. Let's see what's going on with the Divine Masculine collective energies. I am hyper aware on this, in this Christ-like season of where Christ consciousness is. What's flowing, what's obstructing this sort of recognition of this quantum family, recognition of where oneness is on the planet. Oh, I didn't even see cards popped out. Okay. We have effort, solar plexus, we have forgiveness, throat chakra. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Whoa, that's half the deck. Not going to take that. Gosh, forgiveness has been such a theme this last week in the Twin Flame Collective. Synchronicity in reverse. All right, I'm already getting messages, but hold on a second. Let's get situated. I could already feel my nervous system really slowing way, way, way down. Interesting. Feminine's got that yesterday, and we have health. Okay, in the unconscious position, we have nature in reverse. False shadow. Yeah, masculines. I mean, I guess I could leave that. I'll show it to you before it's off camera. All right, so many messages here. Where do we want to begin, Spirit? All right. So anytime I have a chunk of messages upright and a chunk of messages reverse, I tend to look at them almost like a scale. Think of like any sort of scale. And so I look at what's heavier, what's the tipping point here. So we have nature, health, teaching and learning, and synchronicity in reverse. So to me, we also have effort in reverse. All of that is weighing down the scale against forgiveness. So there's something here, masculines, around after you can move through this forgiveness portal, it will tip the scale and these reversals will all be upright. So you will have better access to your health. You will have better access to your spiritual relationship with the divine. You'll have more synchronicities in your life. That doorway, that language, the language of symbols, the language of frequency of connection will be more apparent in your life. Your confidence, your effort you put towards your soul mission and soul purpose here will increase, and you'll be able to understand and step into all of this alchemical wisdom that you've achieved through this process. Again, so it's not an accident. Excuse me, I'm already losing my throat. It's not an accident that feminines and masculines both received this teaching and learning card in reverse. For feminines, I believe it was in the unconscious. So they were actually, they knew they had gifts, but they were pushing it into the shadows. For you, masculine, you're blocked. There's something blocking this, and it is your work in forgiveness. So we're just going to focus on forgiveness, because if forgiveness is the key, if this is the thing you're meant to focus on, masculines, then all of this will fall into place, right? So we focus on forgiveness. Where do we want to go, Spirit? Where do we want to go? Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. What do we need to know about forgiveness, Spirit? What would support the masculine energy in stepping towards forgiveness here? Sorry, I had to do some quick math in my head. And by in my head, I mean on my fingers. Anything else for masculines here? What would support them in stepping towards forgiveness? What would support them in allowing the truth of this forgiveness to step forward? What would help them believe it? What would help them finally let go? Because here's the thing, I can't talk and shuffle at the same time when I'm getting messages. Here's the thing, we can't both be pissed and in forgiveness at the same time. It doesn't work, right? We can be in forgiveness and still hold boundaries. We can be in forgiveness and still choose to not let certain people, places, and things back in our lives, right? So, but in terms of actual forgiveness, we can't be angry with someone and forgive them at the same time. That's the message that's coming through. And my human self is pumping the brakes, saying, is that true though? Because I always go back to an unconditionally loving relationship, like between parent and child. If your teenager screws up, if they crash the car, you can forgive them and of course still love them at the same time, right? That's my go-to kind of to play devil's advocate a little bit. However, at some point, I think about forgiveness like monkey bars. At some point, in order to move forward, you have to let go of the last monkey bar in order to swing and reach the future monkey bar, right? In order to truly forgive, in order to cut those cords of anger, resentment, pain, grief, whatever those attachments are for you, you have to let go of that monkey bar, right? To reach forward. So there's something here, masculines, and nothing's coming out. Let's see. Let me focus. Oh, there we go. Right when I said that. I don't know how to take that yet. It came out sideways. We have this dazzling charm card. Say more, Spirit. Whew. I feel like I'm not awake enough for these messages. I can feel that, I could feel the energy laboring through me. I'm not an appropriate vessel yet, right? Sometimes the vessel has to wake up for us to be able to receive this flow. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Let me shuffle. Sometimes when this happens, needs to mix it up. Okay. What would support, say more about this dazzling charm, Spirit? How does it relate to forgiveness? What would support masculines? And all right, I'm taking all of these because they all came out. All right, what do we have? We have freedom. I'm putting these all near forgiveness. We have fame, seize the day in reverse, and we have self-reliance, which to me is a sovereignty card. Let me move all this. Yes, okay. And then we have self-reliance. Is that showing up on camera? Whatever, I'll put it here. Let's just take a peek at the unconscious position. Yeah, calm. We have calm in the unconscious position. I don't know where to go first, Spirit. Help me out. Okay, it makes sense to me that if you are... Okay, what is being pushed into the shadow, or what is being hidden from you, masculines, is the ability to regulate your nervous system, right? To access this ease, flow, and calm. It makes sense to me if you are not feeling your most confident, if you are feeling bogged down by the aggressors in the world, the abusers, all of the people that have harmed you, all of the internal parts that have harmed self. It makes sense to me that you're not seizing the day, that you're not stepping into this quantum fame, if you will, so that you can step into your soul mission, take care of your health, and have a symbiotic relationship with spirit. It makes sense to me all of this is not happening if you are hyper fixating on forgiveness. Okay, masculines, this is one of those things. This is one of those things where you have to grind it out. For very hold on. Do you hear how slow my brain is today? Forgive me. It's one of those days, and I have a lot of cooking and baking ahead of me, so I'm trying to find the flow, find the Christmas Eve day flow. Masculines, this is the time where you have to be disciplined with self. It's time to actually focus and stare all of these things that you've been pushing away, pushing into the shed, to look them in the eye and take accountability. Now, I absolutely know in my heart of hearts that it is imperative that you vibrate the emotional density of your body. Whatever that is for you. If you're angry, if you're mad, if you're resentful, if you're sad, if you're heartbroken, if you're grieving, if you're mad at the world because life isn't looking like how you wanted it to look, whatever despair, sorrow, whatever is moving through your body, I believe that it is imperative that you vibrate these emotions, that you vibrate the emotional body. And you can do this in any way that feels right to you, that feels in flow for you. You can write them out. You could journal all your feelings. You can dance and just set the intention, like, it is my intention to release these emotions from my physical body, and then put on whatever music that helps you access that and just vibrate. You could do this alone. You could do this with others. You can do a hand scream. You could do pillow pounding. You can do some bilateral stimulation, bilateral movements. You could Google what those are. You could stimulate the vagus nerve in any way that feels right to you. There's so many ways to do this. You can go to like one of those places that, I don't know if they have them where you live, but those, what are they called? Where you could smash things. It's like a rage room, but not a rage room, where you could they give you like safety goggles and coveralls and you just smash at things. You know, if you really struggle to get this out of you in a more like softer way, you do what you have to do. However, let us set the intention that we will not harm ourselves or others, right? Let us set the intention that we are intending to vibrate our emotional bodies to access the highest and best possible energy for ourselves and others and the planet, right? Let's set strong intentions, and let's even set strong boundaries for ourselves. Again, that we will not harm ourselves or others. Okay, now that I've shared that pretty big disclaimer, at some point, masculines, you have to let go. You have to let go of blame, either blaming others or blaming yourself. Every time we blame someone or something, we are stepping into some sort of victim mode. Maybe not consciously, but even unconsciously. If we think an external situation, person, place, or thing has power to affect us, we are giving up a bit of our energetic life force, our power, our sovereignty, and blaming someone else, when really we are the captains of our ship. No one can make us feel anything. We give people permission to make us feel certain ways, right? And so it makes sense to me. I still don't know how Dazzling Charm is fitting into this, but I have trust that the mystery will gift us with an opening for that. However, freedom is on the other side of this forgiveness. You will be able to claim your truth, to seize the day, right? Carpe diem. It's a very, it's that type of energy here. You will be able to seize the day and take action-oriented steps that are in alignment with your soul's deepest truth and deepest desires. You will have access to the divine. You will feel confident in how you're showing up in the world. You will be able to take radical accountability for your health, for your deep truth of your human nature and divine nature, without being ashamed of either one. I'm going to slide these down. Oh, that worked out kind of lovely. There we go. I didn't think that was going to work. Okay. On the other side of this forgiveness is healing your self-reliance. I need to move this card. Let's put this under the solar plexus, because when you can become self-reliant, when your soul trusts in how you are going to handle this precious thing called life force, it boosts your confidence. you start to have faith in not in being able to control the world around you, masculines. You start to have faith that you can control yourself despite what's going on in the world around you. And then accessing ease, flow, and calm will not be difficult. It will not be pushed into the shadows any longer, because when you are a healed, flowing, empty vessel, your chakra systems are working, they're firing on all cylinders, and you will be able to access your intuitive system, which means you can assess the situation around you, determine if your body, mind, spirit is in alignment with it, and then wield your wise discernment in a calm, ease, flow, and graceful way to take you to the next step. Okay, beautiful. Where do we want to go next, Spirit? All right. I normally don't use these in the middle of a reading, but let's see. Anything else to say? Anything else that would support the masculines? I mean, out of all the shuffling I did, masculines and feminines continue to get this card in one way or another. Your new life is on the other side of forgiveness. Sometimes I think, am I doing these readings too often when we're getting the same messages? Like this entire reading showed up in the twin flame reading. So what, like 2 or 3 readings ago? Whoa. Hold on. Oh my God. Like I shuffled and I'm getting the exact same cards that the masculines received in the twin flame reading. So let's honor that if the messages are coming back. I mean, look, this is a thick deck. It's not like, this is very rare that this would happen, but okay. What am I saying? Okay, so we have co-create, we have come to the edge and exchanging gifts. Now was this in the same position? I think it was in the reverse last time. Okay, there's a lot moving here. Okay, masculine, this is speaking more about victim energy. You can Google and research the drama triangle and start to understand that if we are in victim mode, savior mode, or perpetrator mode, I think they call them different names, but whatever, it's the same general idea. We are in the drama triangle. So our job to access this ease, flow, and grace is to step outside of the drama triangle. When you are, hold on. The message here, masculines, is that you are meant to co-create your new life, your new reality, a reality that is in alignment and resonant with the quantum field and your deepest soul's truth, your deepest soul's desires. You are meant to co-create this new life with the universe. You're not meant to surrender it all and just wait for the universe to gift you with a pathway, to gift you, to tell you what to do. You have to take an active role in this creation process. You have gifts to exchange. You have gifts. You have lessons to teach others, things that were difficult for you to overcome that you've successfully overcome. Your students are open, ready, waiting, and willing for you to show up, but you're not ready, right? This lack of forgiveness is blocking your gifts. It's blocking your co-creative spirit. It is blocking your ease, flow, and grace. It is blocking your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your ability to command a situation. It's keeping your sovereignty partially in the shadows. It's blocking, when I see this fame card, I never take this literally. I don't ever, because of the nature of my readings and how I read, I do not mean that you're going to become famous. Maybe that'll happen. I have no idea. I don't care about that, right? That's not why I'm here. However, becoming famous in the quantum field is the brass ring, is the gold trophy. Now that I care about. What does that actually mean? When you become famous in the quantum field, you are one with the quantum field. You are in alignment. You can understand discernment and wield it appropriately. Wield it towards the highest resonance, right? It's like when you've achieved fame status, celebrity status in the realm of spirit, in the realm of quantum, in the universal, in the etheric realm, in the cosmic realm, you have become, you have touched mastery. You have touched mastery because you're able to wield your energetic system. You've become a master over your own energy. That's why we're here. We incarnated here to learn how to become masterful stewards of our own energy, to understand where we are leaking power and how to intervene, how to take aligned interventions so that we can call our spirit back from places it doesn't belong and get ourselves back on track. Beautiful. I didn't look, but let's see what's in the unconscious. Yeah, my message in a bottle card is very much a divine, like being open to the divine. So I don't know what's going on for you masculines. I don't really, the message isn't clear because this is like a whole separate reading, but I'll just touch on it quickly. Listen, by you staying in your angst and rage and density, by you not being able to forgive, it's blocking all of this. It's like you slammed the door shut on the divine and it closed off that level of communication. When you are using your energetic currency to invest in dense things like pain, sorrow, separation, anger, whatever these non-loving energies are, I'm not saying that even they're non-loving. It's that it like jams the frequency. Sorry, I just was giggling because I thought of I don't know how old my viewers are. I don't look at the analytics, even though I probably should. But I just thought of the Spaceballs scene where they literally jam the radar and it's like a jar of jam smashing on this big satellite. Just made me happy. I thought I'd share on this Christmas Eve day. Anyway, when you're leaking energy and using energy to invest in holding on to that which is blocking forgiveness, it cauterizes your connection to spirit. Now listen, spirit is always connected to us. They are communicating, or the realm or quantum field is or God or whatever is communicating with us 24/7. It is up to us. We control the portal. We control if that connection is open or if it is closed, right? Because it's about our perception. If our system is jammed, we're not properly perceiving what spirit is telling us, or we don't even hear the message. We can't even identify that a message is coming through, let alone to hear what it's saying, right? So there's something about your connection to spirit. And listen, I can't tell you what is the appropriate order of operations. Do you forgive and then spirit comes in, or do you reconnect with spirit and it helps you access forgiveness? I can't tell you what that is for you. I can tell you what I think it is. When you find yourself banging your head against the wall in terms of your energetic work, in terms of your path of enlightenment and illumination, if you feel stuck in a dark night of the soul, connect with something greater than self, meaning spirit. How can you gift yourself over to the quantum field? Surrender yourself to the mystery and make love to that mystery. Take that mystery and spirit as it was a lover. Allow yourself to be held, to be received. Reconnect with that divine union. Now, what is that for you? Can you name it? Do you know what that is? For me, my gateway to spirit is through like childlike innocence and play. When I dance on the dance floor, and it could be in my living room, it could be wherever, when I am giving of my sweet, innocent, precious self over to the music, and I surrender every sort of, I'm getting emotional talking about it because it just is so true for me. When I give myself over to the music, my ego shuts down. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what other people think of me. I don't care even what my weird dance moves are. Something unlocks in me and I access that like childlike wonder and that childlike play, and it's pure, unadulterated freedom to me. And I have friends like that, right? Some of my sisters like that. We have this like silly little kid connection, and when we're together, it's just like boom, I go right there. My cousins like that, that to me is divine. when you can find something or someone or an experience that shuts down the ego, even if it's just for 5 seconds, that's when we touch divinity. That's when we touch God, because God in that moment is reminding us of our pristine preciousness, this divine innocence. It's the way we showed up here as infants, right? As newborns. It's the way we started our journey here. So masculines, I'm sorry, I took us on a whole ride right there. I took myself on a ride. Masculines, what is this for you? What would support you in connecting with your divine self, your innocent self, your sweet self? And now, if you have gone through profound trauma, masculines, which most of us have here in this incarnation, right? It's why it's how we clean up our karma. It's how we, I'm not going to go on that tangent. That's like a whole nother reading. But masculines, if you have gone through profound trauma, it could feel very difficult to access this pristine, precious part of self. But I'm going to ask you to do it anyway, or at least journal about what could it be. And oftentimes we have to go back to who we were and the energy we had before the trauma happened, right? To remember who we were before all the screwed up stuff happened, all the, the world infiltrated our lives, and we then all of a sudden had a reason to be a victim, right? That's what trauma does. It victimizes someone. And then you have to go through that like reclamation process of dismantling all of the pain and trauma, rewiring the brain, and resetting the way we relate to the world around us. It's really intense. It's a very serious process that it could take as little as one moment. It could take as long as a lifetime. No one can judge that process for you. However, the thing that is true for all of us, despite the level of trauma you've experienced, is that we all have this pristine preciousness within us. It's the part of self that God sees. It's how God sees us. And so some of our work is in rediscovering and cleaning our God lens, and to look at ourselves, to view our lives, to view our circumstances through the lens which God views us. Masculines, very intense reading on this eve of Christ's birthday. Wow. Let's all take a deep breath. Ooh. Maybe wiggle it out, shake it out. I have to stand often when I do my readings because there's so much energy moving through me that I need to move with it, or else it gets stuck and then I get sucked into the density, and that just blocks my gifts, right? So I employ you to wiggle it out. And I had a couple of my viewers tell me that they download my readings and they listen to them as they go for hikes or go for walks, or, and that made me so happy that, I just got to be along with them in the world. And, they're from all different places and countries and states and, all different walks of life. And that just filled my heart so much that I get to be with you wherever you are. And we get to share this wisdom and do this work together. Okay, let's see. Masculine spirit, where do we want to go? Yeah, let's get some of these. Okay. I need space. Okay. Spirit, what else do masculines need to know? We have trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? I'm putting this around the solar plexus because that takes self-confidence and self-esteem to assess the intuition and then decide whether or not you believe it, whether or not you feel that it's trustworthy. And then we have the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. This is another call, masculines. This is actually really important. Masculines, this is another call out of victimhood towards your sovereignty and your divine power, your divine free will, the recognition of your full power, the embodiment of that full sovereignty. It's happening for you, not to you. How can we look at our life circumstances as the gifts that they are, despite how traumatizing and painful? I know this could be unkind if you are still kind of deeply in your trauma right now, but I trust that you will get here eventually. I'm at a place where I can have gratitude for the most painful experiences in my life, because what does that do for me? What does that gift me? That gives me freedom. That allows me to cut the cord to attaching to this victim mentality. It allows me to forgive. It allows me to release and to move on and to cut the cord so that I am available, so that my energy is available to invest in things that are in greater alignment. Okay? Do you see how powerful this letting go is? And then what is this last one? We have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? It came out in the reverse here. To me, immediately I'm connecting it with this teaching and learning divine crown chakra card. So, oops, I'm knocking everything over. Excuse me. A huge part of the way you're going to be able to forgive masculines is to allow your inner feminine to take her rightful place as this like divine loving matriarch in your body, mind, spirit. It is she who holds all the wisdom that you will someday teach others. It is she who holds the power to connect with this divine synchronicities and to translate that. She speaks the language, right? Your internal feminine is the one that speaks the language. Have you ever gone to another country and you don't speak the language? But what if you went with your best friend who speaks that language, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, my best friend, she's opening up a whole new world for me. This is exactly that situation. Lean on your best friend, masculines. And now it's funny, I just got emotional, and I just got the hit that your best friend may be your internal feminine. That's actually where your work should begin. But this may be also speaking to a collective here that has a divine feminine external best friend. It is time to forgive and heal whatever is blocking the space between you. Wow, this is another, my human self received the reality of what I just said. That's not a small thing. And it's reminding me of our twin flame reading regarding forgiveness. We just had, I think my last Hierogamy reading was all centered around forgiveness. So masculines, maybe this has to do with your divine feminine best friend. Maybe this has to do with forgiving the parts of self that has harmed her, or the parts of her that has harmed you. This is a time to work on your relationship with your inner feminine, because that sets the tone for every relationship you have in the external world, for every external feminine you come across. The more gentle and respectful and integrity that you have with your internal feminine, the more you will bring those qualities, traits, and perspectives to all external feminines. And listen, masculines, if you have had feminines harm you in some way, this can be incredibly difficult. If some feminines in your external reality have created profound trauma for you, this can be incredibly difficult. However, this is your work. You are being asked to look this pain directly in the eye and take accountability. Take accountability for what's showing up on your side of the street, and take responsibility for your own freedom. Grabbing your own freedom, seizing the day, grabbing your sovereignty, because it's sitting there waiting for you. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Okay, then. Let's see here. We have play in reverse. Have fun, celebrate, don't be too serious. Yeah, it's understandable if you're stuck in density right now that you're not going to be able to access play as much as you did. We also have another reversal here. What does this say? Protection, call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. I mean, listen, we're now getting repeating messages where I've literally said some of this stuff. What's coming back around, the play feels so loud to me. Let me just see what's in the unconscious. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Okay, so if you've been staring at this density for quite a while, just leave that there. If you've been staring at this density for quite a while, and no movement is taking place, it's time to stop. Sometimes we can only bang our head so many times against the wall, and actually that stagnancy is divine information. That stagnancy is telling you to go do something else because what you're doing is no longer working. So again, the core of this entire reading, now that we're 35 minutes in, is this play. How can you access this play? Through this play, you will be able to enter your divine innocence through the back door, right? We don't set out to play, right? Play sometimes kind of sneaks upon us. It's like a silly moment happens and all of a sudden you're giggling with your friend or your partner or your sibling or something, and you find yourself kind of in the center of the sweetest moment. When you acknowledge, I'm getting emotional. When you can acknowledge that sweetness when you're in it and you're flooded with that profound gratitude because maybe it's been a while since you've been in it. Maybe you haven't had access to that part of yourself, or maybe you're just so grateful to have people around you that can pull that out of you, right? That you get to co-create that sweetness with. This is the core of your work right now, masculines. In order to step into forgiveness and self-confidence, you need to believe that you're worthy of good things, that you're enough, that even if you were rejected, abandoned, or betrayed, that those things cannot possibly get near or affect this divine preciousness that you hold. It's the little morsel that God holds in your own heart, that God gets to touch in moments of kind of this profound oneness recognition. Play. So your work is play, masculines. What would support you in that sweetness? What would support you? What do you like to do? Do you like to create something? Do you like to build something? Do you like to play music, play an instrument? Do you like to be barefoot through the woods in nature? Do you like to cook and bake? Do you like to, if you have children, do you like to spend time with children? Children are the trap door to this precious innocence. When you could look at them and you see how beautiful they are before their egos have formed, before the world told them all the ways they're not good enough, right? Let them remind you, receive the gift of that reference point of innocence, of preciousness. And if you don't have children directly in your family, celebrate all children. Celebrate the children of the world. Getting very emotional about this. Let's move on. Not that I'm ashamed of my emotions. I'm an empath and an oracle. I have all of the full range of emotions. Is there anything else you want to share with spirit, masculine? I mean, I said that reverse, but repeating messages. We have another freedom in reverse. You know, it's funny because a lot of times when there's a card with a bird cage on it, there's often a door open. There, do you see this? I don't know if you could see it on camera, but there's a dragonfly, and attached to this dragonfly is a key. So it's like the key to this freedom is and has been within you the entire time. It's like hanging on your wrist or around your neck. It's like all you have to do is recognize that you are holding the key and that you can unlock this cage whenever you feel ready to. It's up to you. You make these choices, right? And what is the cage? The cage is not forgiving. The cage is, the bars are forgiveness, are all the forgiveness that you have not been able to step into. Whew, that's kind of an intense visual. And it also puts the onus on us, and sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. We have finding and healing commitment. Oh, geez, that's an interesting message, especially for the masculines. Masculine energies have notoriously... Okay, let me rewind. On this twin flame path, something that the masculines have been confronting for a very long time is healing commitment. I find it very, very interesting that this is showing up right now. And I just took a glance at what's in the unconscious. So we have closure. So, but it's in the it's in the false shadow position. We have a reversal in the unconscious position. What does this mean for me personally as a reader? It means that this closure, masculines, is not going to look what you think it's going to look like. Maybe you've been terrified to forgive and have this closure because you're scared you're never going to be able to talk to this person, place, or thing again, or you're fearing that you're closing a door on something you could never reopen. However, what if you seeking this closure opens the doorway to heal that relationship, to heal that situation with a lover, a beloved, a friend, a coworker, a boss, the mother or father of your children. What if this is actually just a key to release yourself from one cage so that you can be free enough to fly above the situation and see it from another perspective? You will find freedom healing these commitment wounds, masculines. I don't know what this is for you, because honestly, even though I'm closing this reading, this is sort of, we're winding down here. This feels like a whole nother chapter. Okay, I'm not going to go fully into it because this is too intense, but let's just name a few versions of this so you can get an idea and have a broad perspective of the spectrum of things it could be. So again, healing commitment. This could be commitment in the traditional sense of the word, commitment in an external relationship, right? That's probably the one that is the most conventional. That's probably the one that most people think of first. This can also be healing commitment to self. Are you an honorable person? Are you a trustworthy steward of your life force? If you say, oh, I should go for a walk after dinner, do you go for a walk after dinner? Or do you ignore that intuition? Are you committing to self when you set out to do so? So this could be, again, healing commitment in relationships, healing commitment to your deeds, to your intuition, to your discernment. It's like, okay, you get it, you have an experience, your brain processes that experience, and then your brain tries to make meaning about that experience. Somewhere in all of that chaos, your intuition is trying to tell you something, and it will eventually birth a wise discernment, but you have to be open, ready, and willing to accept it for what it is, not for what you're perceiving it to be. So that's another version of commitment. Commitment can also be around your goals, around your soul mission. If you know you are an incredible teacher, if you are an incredible educator or leader, are you stepping into that leadership role? Are you honoring your soul's gifts, masculine? If not, what's in the way? Is it issues with forgiveness? I bet it is. So this is your work, masculines, to honor and to heal this commitment, whatever that might be. I'm sorry, but I got to get a couple more cards on it. I really didn't want these readings to go this long, but such is life. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else you could tell us about this commitment? What is blocking commitment? What type of commitment are the masculines working on? What would support this healing? What would support them to rediscovering their sovereignty? Oh, whoa. Okay, we have wounded healer sideways. I'm just going to leave that right there. Yeah, so taking accountability of where you've been, masculines. Looking how far you've come, assessing how far you've traveled, looking at where you are right now. Can what you went through and what you learned from what you went through help another being? You're being called. There's so much leadership energy in this. There's so much divine wisdom through this. However, if your connection with spirit is out of whack, is off, you're not going to be able to be a clear enough vessel to bring these truths down and anchor them in the 3D reality. What does this say? Scarcity. Yeah, okay. So I think when people, sorry, my throat's closing up, very interesting. Okay, hold on. I'm getting so many different messages here. And I'm sorry, I have my window cracked a little bit just to get some fresh air in here. I hope it's not too loud. Okay, most people, when they hear scarcity, they think of money and financial matters. However, for you masculines, this is scarcity of sovereignty. This is scarcity of freedom. Something that the masculine twin flame collective has been working with is their is their stories, their fears, their false evidence appearing real regarding freedom. And it ties back in with commitment, right? So many of the masculine energies on the planet are terrified of commitment because they think commitment equals loss of freedom. Well, listen, again, what are we doing? We're taking accountability. We're not blaming our loss of freedom on anyone or anything else, including commitment. So what do you need, masculines, to feel like self, to remain sovereign, to remain who you are, and to remain on task, on path with your soul mission while you're in a commitment? It's time to take accountability. If you don't like the system, change the way you think about it, right? Don't just keep blaming commitment and feminines and relationships and just cutting yourself out of this really divine union. Instead, assess what you would actually need to step into divine union as yourself. Hold on a second. I need to close this window. All right. Sorry, that's better. That was really bothering me. Sorry, that was also a bit of a pointed message, but it's real, and it came through me for a reason. Masculines, if you are on this path of true sovereignty, stop blaming people, places, things, or cultural conventional standards, meaning a committed, closed, monogamous relationship. Stop blaming all of your pain and aversion to that thing, because let me tell you, look at these divine doves. We have 2 doves here. This is like you and the divine in this symbiotic relationship. Let me tell you, there are absolutely things you are missing out on without honoring this form of commitment. There's a way to do commitment that is still honors the soul, that still honors self, that still honors your divine mission here. Now, this is kind of a harsh message, masculines, but I'm going to ask you to really, really take accountability for the fears around commitment you have that are low frequency, that are shadowy. Maybe you don't want to settle down because you like, your ego likes to get a boost in the dating world and having these sort of shallow engagements with people, places, and things. I'm really calling you to something higher here, masculines. This is really, really important. Listen, like I've said in the last couple of readings, your throne is there. Your throne and crown is there, empty, ready, open, waiting, wanting you to sit upon it. No one else will claim your throne. It's for you to do. Your throne is for your exalted state, your higher self. The capital S self that is in alignment with the flow and the quantum field. Whew. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else you want to share about that? I'm not even turning that card that just flipped out over yet because I'm still staring. Well, now we're getting a bunch of cards. I'm still staring at the scarcity. Listen, like masculines, you're being called to take accountability for your scarcity. Because what I'm thinking is it's a lot of false evidence and illusions. What you perceive to be scarce is actually you making an intentional choice to continue to live that way. So where are you turning your back on your own abundance, masculines? Time to take accountability. It's sitting right there for you to grab. It's like the brass ring. It's like it's right there. Just grab it. Okay, sorry, I'm getting all fired up now. All right, we have giving and receiving. We have brazen. I always think of the brazen card as a divine feminine card, like a bold desire. And what was this one that shot out? Secrets revealed. Masculines, okay, this is what's coming through. You might be surprised that even though you've been avoiding commitment, maybe like your whole life or your whole adult life, a lot of your true core wounds and core desires actually lie on the other side of commitment. Like, it's like correcting what commitment means to you. Commitment just means that you are consciously wielding your sovereignty in a way that says, I will be loyal to this thing that I'm investing in. I commit to giving and receiving in this partnership or union. And that could be with a partner, that could be with an organization, a job, a project that you're you've been called to anchor out in the world. Commitment just means, it's a very noble thing, this commitment. And I think it's been vilified in the kind of conventional culture. It's been so, vilified, but really we're vilifying the wrong parts. We've been vilifying the concept instead of vilifying the parts of self that are, really struggling or in trauma or in pain or have true deep desires that are not being met. So let's, again, this whole theme, this whole reading, right, is calling us masculines and feminines to step out of victim mode and step into the sovereign of our life. There's time for victim mode and there's time for victor mode, meaning you are victorious over this kind of lower, denser energies. We also have, did I already read these? Desire and secrets revealed. Like, here's the thing, masculines, I think even you are going to be surprised. I think by overcoming this forgiveness, by releasing and surrendering to the quantum field, to God, to the universe, I think, and trusting the commitment and the lush, I think you're going to be so shocked, masculines, how lush of an environment, how virile is coming, the word virile is coming to mind, but that could also talk about the sacred sexuality anchoring, that it's going to be like a lush Amazonian dense nourishing forest that you get to grow and play in. I think some unknown desires. I think these secrets revealed are secrets about your own desires. Wow, masculines, this is like a huge, huge reading. This is very, very exciting. I'm very excited for you. But yes, secrets will be revealed regarding your own deepest desires, regarding the keys to unlock equal giving and receiving, to be bold and brazen enough to step towards your wounds and say, yes, I was harmed. This sucked. I went through XYZ. This is what I learned. This is what I can share so other people don't have to go through what I went through, right? That's taking scarcity and turning it on its head and saying, no, I'm going to claim my health and wealth from these circumstances in which I've grown, period. Boom. What's being pushed into the shadow? I just had to look. You know me, I'm a glutton for punishment. I had to look. Self-sabotage. Masculines, by you not looking these things directly in the eye, you are consciously or unconsciously self-sabotaging. So it's time to give it up, time to let the inner saboteur go and to take accountability for how you can truly make your life better, how you can truly honor what's actually moving through you instead of repressing, suppressing this divine wisdom that is trying to make its way through your life. Woo, masculines, holy moly. Let's end on a Buddha wisdom. Let's end on a Buddha wisdom, Spirit. Anything else you want to share with us? This is incredible reading, masculines. You're doing incredibly. Keep taking another step towards truth and love. And if let me just give you a little hack. If a thought or an action is taking you further into fear or further into separation, it's not the right action. It's simple as that. That's it. You want to choose thoughts, actions, and people that help you move towards love and connection instead of fear and separation. Okay, Spirit, anything else? Any last bits of wisdom you want to share with us? Share with these divine masculines who are working so hard to take accountability and remember and recall and reclaim their sovereignty. Beautiful. We have, what does this say? Be the embodiment of peace and serve humanity. You are a bodhisattva. You are the vessel, masculines. You are the vessel. So what's blocking this peace? What's blocking your service? Right when I said that, what's blocking your service? My throat closed and my voice went out. So what truth is blocking you from stepping deeper into, okay, masculines, this is it. What conversation do you need to have with a person, place, or circumstance, either with yourself or with another, or with an organization or a community? What truth have you been swallowing? Because your opportunity is here and now. Anything else? We have a couple. We have compassion does not see the faults of others. It does not see the weakness of people. It has no ego. Perfectly in alignment with what we talked about. Become the shelter of the world, a resting place for the broken and wounded. This is a true bodhisattva path. I've never pulled two bodhisattva messages in one reading. Like, masculines, your calling is so profound. You are here to imbue self, to embody this divine mission, this divine oneness, this divine love on the planet. It is your job to clear out your vessel so you can be an appropriate hollow channel, hollow bone, so that you can receive love, messages, and guidance for the highest and best good of self and the planet. This is your work. No one can do this for you, masculines. Profound, profound reading. I am sending you all so much love. I am so proud of you. You are enough. It doesn't matter what has happened to you in this lifetime. You are enough to claim this divine mission, to honor your woundedness and turn it around, alchemize that into profound wisdom and service. I love you. I will talk to you soon. I will see you in the next one.